And on a personal note, I'd like to mention several years ago, during Michael's legal woes, at that particular time, I was out covering a story in Santa Maria. Michael Jackson was in an SUV. I was walking across the courthouse at that particular time on that day. He opened the door to his SUV and he called me over. And I walked over and I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I'm Michael Jackson. Would you please like to come in for a few minutes?" And I said, "Okay." So I stepped inside of the SUV, shut the door, and he simply told me, "I want to talk to a reporter, and I just want to keep it off the cuff. I want you to know that I'm human." And he started telling me about his life story. We didn't get into any details about his legal troubles, but he just wanted to talk. And I said, "Fine." So we talked. We talked about life. We talked about our generation. I mean, he was much older than me, but I remember his music, and he talked about life when he was young, and I told him about my life when I was young and all that. And at the end of it, he shook my hand, and he said, "Good luck with your life." I said, "Michael, good luck with your life." And I must add, at that particular time, my personal experience with Michael Jackson, he was indeed human. He was compassionate, he was humble, and it was a good conversation. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, Leo, during that conversation, did you get a sense of the pressure that he was under, not only at that moment in his life, but the pressures that he had endured throughout his life?
Michael Jackson indicated to me that his youth was sad. Most of his youth was sad. He wanted me to know that, hey, when you were a kid, I'm sure you got to go outside and play with other children. You got to jump around. You got to be free. He said, "I want you to understand I didn't have those opportunities. I didn't get to do a whole lot of that." His career kind of swarmed him and enveloped him. And he wanted me to understand, hey, look, I desperately missed what you got a chance to cherish. And he wanted me to know that's one of the reasons why he was a kid at heart. So yes, there was a lot of pressure in Michael Jackson's life, a lot of sadness in his life, but he also wanted me to know that he felt that he was blessed, even despite everything that he had gone through. I mean, he made a lot of money. He lived a good life in terms of wealth. He was surrounded by family who loved him dearly, and he knew that. But he just said, "Hey, the missing factor for me in my life was that I did not get to have that cherished childhood." Back to you.
Well, what a surprise that must have been for you in covering that trial,
Yes, it
Leo,
was.
and what an experience and what a memory. Thanks for sharing that with us.